So, I know that the title gives away a spoiler. Now, here's the thing. The reason why I don't mind is because, one, the death is stupid. It goes against everything that the character stands for, one. And two, also, everyone else has been talking about it, putting it in their thumbnails. It's a huge deal as to why the game isn't doing the best in its second weekend, whereas it was doing great in its first. No ifs, ands, or buts there. It was doing great in its first. Second week wasn't doing the best. So, a lot of people know about this. They know what happens. So, if you don't know, sorry. But again, this is a really dumb death. Honestly, just stick to The Last of Us 1. Last of Us 1's a masterpiece. This one is just... Now, here's the thing, right? It's very interesting how this goes down, right? So, you have this character named Abby, right? Abby is this big fucking muscle-bound She-Hulk looking motherfucker, right? And so basically, her whole goal in the game is to find who killed her father. Now, keep in mind, all she knows about this person is the fact that their name is Joel. Joel Miller. That's all she knows. She doesn't know what they look like or anything. She just knows the name. And so she's been looking around for someone by the name of Joel. To be honest, she could find someone else, kill them, and think those are the ones that killed her father. Because all she knows is the name. She's going based off of a name. That's it. And so what ends up happening is that she ends up going around looking for this guy named Joel and ends up stumbling across Joel. What a coincidence! So she ends up stumbling across Joel because she gets attacked by the zombie horde, right? And the zombie horde attacks her. Joel comes in, saves her with his brother Tommy, right? And so they come in, save her or whatever. And literally Tommy, what he does, which is the stupidest thing, because Tommy would not do this. Tommy would not. In the first game, when Joel and Ellie show up to Tommy's compound, he's about to shoot them because he doesn't recognize them at first. You're going to tell me that someone that's going to just shoot on sight if he doesn't recognize you is just going to do what he does next? He literally says, hey, look, I'm Tommy, that's my brother Joel, what's your name? It's like, what the fuck are you doing? This is the zombie apocalypse, you don't know who she is, what her motives are, what she's trying to do, what she's doing in life, you don't know who the fuck she is. And the thing is, in this game, it's made apparent that there are bandits and robbers and shit that are out there. You could have just saved one. Why do you think it's smart to give out your name? But either way, Tommy just does that. And it doesn't even make sense for Joel either, because Joel is shown to be very untrusting in the first game, but you know what, we'll get back to that. And so they start running or whatever, and they start, taking on the zombie horde. Abby is seeming like she's grateful for the saving of her life, because if she was left there, she would have died, but Joel and Tommy come in and save her life. And so she decides to repay them by saying, hey, why don't you come over to my house, right? My house is over here, and it's with my group of people. You can come over here and check it out. Now here's the thing with that. Joel and Tommy, in the first game, would have never taken that offer. If anything, they would have realized instantly that this is a trap or that something's not right. Because not everyone in this fucking zombie apocalypse is trusting. They would not trust that they say thank you, but we're going to go a separate way. And if the girl starts looking at them weird, they would shoot her. They would have just shot her and moved on. But either way, so basically they say, you know what? We're going to trust this girl enough that we just saved. We're going to go to your place where your group is, where we're isolated and alone. What could possibly go wrong? You see how this is not making any sense? But okay. So they go over there, and Joel goes over to these people, right? And doesn't pick up on anything. Doesn't pick up on how suspicious they're being, right? And they literally walk Joel and Tommy into a different room where, no joke, Joel and Tommy are being surrounded by these people. And they're saying, hey, what's up, guys? Now, here's the thing. This doesn't make any sense either. Because in the first game, Joel has made it very known. Hey, look, I don't trust people. I definitely don't trust people to be on my back. Because there's at one point where someone looks like they're hurt, lonely, and they're dying. But really, Joel's like, nah, this dude's trying to rob us. And he runs him over. Ellie asks him, how do you know about things like this? And he's like, because I've been on that side as well. I've done things like that. So Joel knows how bad people act because he's done shady things to survive. So the fact that he doesn't realize that this is a trap, because he's noticed traps before in the first game easily, is ridiculous. And so Joel being surrounded by all these people, what he does is still a really stupid thing. They start introducing each other, whatever, and like Tommy, now I'll get to what Joel says in a sec, but Tommy, what he says to them is like, hey guys, you know what? If you want to come to our heavily isolated compound and loot up, that's up there like a couple hours north, if you want to come there and loot up, before you guys go, that would be totally fine. You're gonna let strangers into your compound that you know nothing about? I would think you would want to vet them, wouldn't you? Hell, in the first game, you almost shot your brother because you didn't recognize him at first. But you're gonna just let these people into your compound that's, like, full of people? You don't know these people's motives. What the fuck is wrong with you? And then Joel, and Tommy are just sitting there, whatever. The people start introducing themselves or whatever. And Tommy's like, well, I'm Tommy. Which is stupid again. And then Joel says, I'm Joel. And then at this rate, after he gives out his name, they give out their location of where they're from. They allow themselves to be surrounded by these people and brought into their own home. That's when he says, oh wow, this is starting to look suspicious. You guys are starting to look like you know us or something. This is kind of weird. And then, fucking Abby's like, it's because they do know you. Bam! And shoots his leg. And it's like, what the fuck? Now here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. This is just stupid. This is just stupid. Now, if you wanted to, kill Joel, right? Which I would totally understand that you would want to kill him. Gives a huge emotional core to the story or whatever. You can kill him. There's plenty of ways to kill a beloved character. Look at, Iron Man and Endgame. You can kill a beloved character off in a very good way. I would suggest that what you do is that you have maybe Abby and Joel, Joel saves her life. Abby feels conflicted on how if she should kill him or not. Eventually, Abby becomes the third wheel in the relationship between Joel and Ellie, the family bond. And like she starts to come closer to him, but she can't let go of her vengeance. She can't, and it starts to corrupt her, leading into the whole idea of revenge is bad. So it's corrupting her, she starts doing bad and shady things. But it's because she can't let go of the feeling that she will never be able to see her father again, right? As she starts feeling more and more bad or whatever, Ellie gets in the way and says, you're not gonna hurt my dad. Ellie ends up getting almost killed. Joel gets in the way, takes on Abby. One of Abby's men helps her take down Joel, and Joel ends up basically sacrificing himself to let Ellie escape. And because of that, because he allows Ellie to escape, he allows himself to die to save his daughter, right? Something that he couldn't do in the first game, because in the first game, his daughter died in his arms. He couldn't do anything about it other than cradle her in her last moments. At least now, he sacrifices himself to save his new daughter. He says, I'm putting my life down instead of you putting down your life. Like, I'm going to save your life. Like a true father should. That's how he should have gone out. Sacrificing his life to save Ellie. Paying for the sins of his past at the same time, right? And so then after that, Abby, gets hunted down by Ellie, and then Ellie kills Abby, and then it's all over, right? That's how you should do it. Make people feel conflicted about the death of Joel, whatever. But you shouldn't have done what you did next to Joel. So after Joel ends up getting shot in the leg, they end up pinning him to a wall, and what they do is they tourniquet his leg so that he doesn't bleed out. The reason why they're doing this is so they can beat him to death. And so what they do is that they have him there, and he says a badass line. He's like, because she says, hey, do you know who I am or something like that? And he's like, she says Joel Miller. And he's like, whatever speech you're gonna say, why don't you say it and get it over with or something like that? And it's like, damn, this dude's still a badass even when he's going out. And so she grabs a golf club and says, you don't get to rush this, and starts beating him to death with the golf club. Which I'm just sitting here like, bruh. So they beat him to death. Ellie shows up and she literally kills Ellie's dad in front of her, right? With a golf club, caves his head in with a golf club and has like the brain matter all over it and whatever. And it's like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? She literally tourniqueted his leg so she could torture him. Look, at the end of the day, I understand you're pissed about your father, but two things here that make it really hard for anyone to really care about Abby. One, you tourniqueted his leg so you could torture him. Last I checked, Joel didn't torture your dad, right? Now I understand people would make the argument of, well, if someone killed your parents, wouldn't you want to torture them too? I get that, but in the context of the story, no one really fucking cares about Abby. So, she tortures him, right? So that's the first thing. You're like, what the fuck? And then the second thing is that she's all upset about how, oh, someone took my father away from me. That's fucked up. But then, when the daughter shows up to save her father, you killed the father in front of her? You killed the dad of this person in front of them? Last I checked, Joel didn't say, hey, you watch while I shoot your dad. He didn't say that. He just killed him because he had to save Ellie. And the thing is that if you know that your dad died, I would have assumed that you would have eventually found out too that the reason why, you know, he died was because he was trying to kill a kid, right? I would have assumed you would have eventually found that out, but apparently not. Apparently she only found out that this dude's name is Joel, whatever, and so Joel dies. It is the stupidest, most nonsensical death for a character. And then on top of that, it's very interesting how every single male in this game gets the axe, right? We have Joel, who gets literally beaten to death by a strong, independent woman who needs no man because she looks like the fucking man. We have fucking Owen, who ends up getting shot and killed by a woman. We have Jesse, who ends up getting shot and killed like he's nothing by a woman, by the same strong, independent woman who needs no man. Then we have a fucking Tommy situation where Tommy gets crippled by the strong, independent woman who needs no man. And then, you know, like, I think there's only one time in the game that I can think of at the top of my head where a guy character gets killed by another guy, and it's actually relevant, you know? Most of the guy characters die by women. Now you might ask, why is that a problem? Because, again, that's not a problem. What's a problem is the fact that this isn't a game that's already filled with fucking, like, social justice warrior politics. Like, for instance, we're gonna not talk about the idea that there's a transgender kid in the apocalypse, for which has been going on for, like, what, 10 or 20 years? You're gonna tell me, oh, out of nowhere, we're just gonna start focusing on a transgender kid? So we're just gonna what? Like, in the zombie apocalypse, we're gonna worry about transitions? What? Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And then, you know what? What's interesting is the last two people standing in the entire game, or last three actually, the last three people that are standing in the entire game that you see last is a lesbian white girl who was in love with a Jewish girl that was also bisexual and pregnant with an Asian man's baby. So we got a diverse love triangle there. Then we got, you know, a fucking woman that looks like a man, so she ain't need no man because she's an independent woman. But, you know, she still got fucked by a man, so I don't know. And the man was literally smaller than her, so, okay. And then, besides that, then we have the fucking transitioning kid, and it's like, So yeah, when you start noticing all that, and then you also take into account that a fucking, like, Hispanic, Latino-looking motherfucker literally spits on the straight white male's corpse and says, "Rot in hell, pendejo," and spits on him. Huh. It kind of seems like you don't like white guys, and you also don't like guys in general in your game. Huh. I would have never guessed. I would have never guessed. Holy shit. Wow. I'm not even white, but even I can see that that's some fucking bullshit. But either way, so with that, guys, brings one video close. Don't like this video, don't share this one with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to all the sources for more vlog type shit like this. And yeah, so that's one full video close. I'm stuttering like crazy. I'm Killzone, and I'm out for now. Peace.